78% of suicide rates worldwide are men. What can we do to help them? Seeing as this statistic is so one-sided, we should aim to achieve true equality even in death. Females need to pump their suicide numbers up by increasing female suicide numbers. Come on girls. Let's pump those numbers up. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Women need to stop maliciously trying to make men feel bad for no good reason. Maybe stop telling men we're garbage every time we look online or in the news. Greater than what can we do to help them? Forsake feminism. Isn't it funny how women and men are gonna read this Reddit posy, think, at most, for an hour, wake up tomorrow and not give an ounce of fuck? Most won't see this, but my 12th grade history teacher had a theory about men and suicide as well as being shooters. His theory was that ever since the rise of women becoming more self-sufficient, and he meant this wholly with respect, and becoming their own person, the man's duty/role in the house has become less needed. Where a mother is almost always needed for a child's growth, a man would just provide, but since a mother now had the ability to do this as well, men feel more worthless. In the end, when a man realizes that they are of no use to the family, which in most times they are of use, they snap. But that's just a theory. A gamer's theory. Thanks for reading. Stop blaming all men for the actions of a few. I am not Harvey Weinstein or some corporate boss that refuses to promote women. Don't treat me like that. Actually be genuine when you say we can open up to you. Don't ask us to open up just so you can throw it on our face later in an argument. Stop the bias against men in family court. My wife has been holding our kid hostage unless I sign separation papers. She emptied all my accounts, personal and business. I don't qualify for financial aid and lawyers want a few hundred for just a consult. After hearing details, most lawyers want a retainer of 20k. My wife has a arsenal on her side. Her parents are 1% of 1%. Give men their spaces back. You think the reason men excluded women for almost all human history is because they don't want to deal with their bullshit? Even most women can't stand other women. I just lost my brother to suicide last week. He loved Reddit and the community helped him stay on this earth and distract him from his demons for as long as he could be here. It helped and is helping me do the same. It's the closest thing he had to any social media. He's blocked me so I can't tag, but rest in peace you/fireassman. I love you endlessly. Edit, I went in his phone and unblocked myself after I posted this. They seem pretty good at it already. Make it socially acceptable for men to show emotion, don't make jokes/stand by when you see a woman strike a man, tell men it's okay to talk about their feelings and that it's normal and not a feminine trait, tell your son you're proud of him. Talk. That is it really. I attempted suicide 8 days ago. My AM who says she is there for me texted me 3 days after I need to be more positive at work. Asking how someone is but meaning it. Ask them twice. And fucking listen. I probably will be dead in next couple years because I ain't cut out for this life. And I'm okay with that. I don't see that bright light at end of tunnel, I see darkness. But that is life. Just an FYI, copying and pasting a mess of suicide hotlines doesn't actually help. The gender suicide paradox refers to gender patterns, well known among researchers, in which women engage in higher rates of non-fatal suicidal behavior while men have a higher rate of completed suicide. Intriguingly, the gender suicide gap widens during puberty, possibly resulting from pressure associated with gender role socialization, since when exposed to similar pressures, e.g. in the military, men and women commit suicide at similar rates. Men don't cry is a toxic mentality that needs to disappear. Stop telling men to man up when they are clearly mentally or physically struggling. Stop saying man up, don't be a pussy or anything like that. Listen to their problems. Be kind, even if the other person seems to be in a bad mood. Within reason, of course. Stop blaming us for everything. Man, people need to learn how to cry and laugh. Fuck caring about approval. Having the strength to stand alone is alpha. It doesn't matter what your gender is. People need to learn how to be alpha. Even the so-called alpha men. They are some of the least alpha people I've seen. Literally nothing. Anything you could do would require changing culture and society in such a way that would take the slightest modicum of effort on behalf of the average individual, which is just not something society is willing to do. Or changing the world such that people are able to do the things they want to do and not making the future look like certain doom, so people might be able to obtain even the smallest amount of real happiness and not drug or distract themselves as a means of simulating it. Honestly, I think there's nothing to do. We don't talk about our feelings, and I personally just ignore my feelings cause all I feel is loneliness. Stop lumping all men together into a vat of sexual offenders and abusers. Being constantly shitted on by society just for having a certain genitalia is not the outcome people wanted from #MeToo. Stop pressuring us to be strong and to put ourselves second to the ones we love. Don't treat us like it's our fault for feeling how we do, or tell us we have changed. I'm the same guy. Support human extinction. Do the right thing. End the human disease. Better economic prospects. Stop the whole man flu nonsense and don't immediately dismiss when a man asks for help or says they're not okay. No. Don't do that. I know you don't give a shit. I'm not stupid. You don't get to have the idea that you want to help out nowhere. The time to be a mindless do-gooder was about 8 years ago. It didn't happen then because nobody cared. Stop calling men useless and stupid. I've been called this my whole life by my sisters, and I remember the first time my big sister uttered those words to me when I was a child. I fucking hate all these posts on social media where they try to be funny by saying men are worthless or stupid, but they always manage to flip it on me when I say something about it. Stop fucking demonizing everything masculine and trying to rip men down for liking or enjoying or aspiring to those things. Just let men be men, for fuck's sake. Men do not talk about their feelings with each other, they usually wait until they have a GF/BF to learn about their anxiety, depression, etc. Guy friendships very rarely consist of active conversations about how they are feeling, and instead they push everything down. I really wish you guys would realize mental health is just as important as hitting the gym. And #X200B. PS, not saying all guys do this, but most do. If we kill them, they can't kill themselves. /S. Maybe glue the bottom rungs on the ladder of success back on? Raise all working people's wages. Promote secular humanism and human decency. Lower the societal importance of religion and institutional subservience. Eradicate right-wing ideology and barbaric thought patterns. I don't think people care about men that much. They always say how women has disadvantages everywhere compared to men, but they just won't agree how much pressure a man has to bear. Try asking this to Ask Women and they'll just play king of the mountain. Funny how women more often than not think they're experts on everything, including being male, and practice mansplaining more than us. I posted about this same problem on Facebook a few years ago, and some feminist I know just took it as a great opportunity to shit on men even more. Let the rate drop to 69%. Anything I would say would be considered sexist by women but would make a lot of sense you men. Such as, open more men's shelters. Instead of claiming false rape, either divorce or work it out, or because you think male privilege when we get a promotion over you when we might have actually worked harder and have better qualified for the job, or any other bullshit reasons that run through your head. Don't assume we are after you when we are minding our own business when jogging or doing whatever. Especially when we make it obvious we are not after you, such as making the effort to go around you on the other side of the street. Don't assume we are all babysitting our kids for the day / we are all pedos when we are watching our kids play or even playing with our kids. That's just a start. To feel that someone actually knows we exist and cares that we are humans too. Talk to us. Just saying men should talk about their problems more ignores centuries of ingrained social status quo. I think we should introduce / celebrate a manly way of dealing with issues in popular media more. Like going out for a beer and talking about serious, deep and emotional stuff, with some jokes thrown in. Create a universal support system that does not leave anyone without shelter, food, health care, or any motivation to live. Stop saying men's rights activists are bad or anti-women. Stop using male tears and fragile masculinity when someone brings a counter-argument to your ideas. It goes against what you preach about letting men be vulnerable because you see masculinity as something that can't be fragile. Stop blaming men for everything, work with them to improve the world. Men are starved for affection, so don't take advantage of them using their feelings. Don't forget that kids today will grow into men, and if they only see negative things about them, they'll develop many issues growing up, and it won't be pretty.